Hello and welcome to Coffee with Carey. I am Carey. I'm a little discombobulated today because I have, if you haven't noticed, I have a bare face, which means I also have a bunch of makeup strewn all about her with no rhyme or reason. But I wanted to show you my quick 5-minute makeup look for someone over 50 who wants to look put together. I'm not going to do anything glamorous, but I think by the end of this I'll look a heck of a lot better than I do right now. So if you want to see how this transforms into something attractive, stay put because it's coming up right now. The only thing you've missed thus far is that I've put on my moisturizer, which is this Neutrogena Hydro Boost Gel Cream. Really, really nice consistency. I could show you a little bit of it. It kind of looks like that. And when you, let you see me put it on my hand, it just disappears. It's very, very lightweight. I'll put it over my tattoo. My tattoo, by the way, is my children's initials. My daughter talked me into getting that, and I will tell you the crazy story of how I got that someday, how she convinced me. So currently I have on the moisturizer, and then I put a little Pore Professional, do they call it Porefessional? Right in my T-zone here where I have larger pores, and we are just beyond that, barefaced and ready to go. First off, I'm going to be mixing some foundations together. So I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Photo Focus, and I have two colors here. I guess I need to put on glasses. This is just ludicrous. I can't see anything. My cheaters, and we're using my normal winter color, which is golden beige, and I'll be adding a little desert beige to the mix. And let me get that started real quick. Okay, I have two colors, about 3/4 of a pump of both colors, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques foundation brush with the crazy little toothbrush handle. And I'm gonna just dot this where I want it, the light color down the center of my face, and the darker color around the perimeter. And then I usually just take whatever's left over and put it here. And we'll just blend that in as quickly as can be. Do the light colors first. I'm no makeup guru. I think I should probably tell you that. But I enjoy it. I enjoy putting makeup on. I've never done it and talked to people at the same time, so this should be interesting. Don't forget to get your ears a little bit if they're different color. I'm going to turn my makeup light on. This might give me a funny color for you, but I can see better. All right, so foundation on. The next step for me is always concealer, and I like Maybelline's Age Rewind for my inner corners of my eye where I tend to get dark, and then a little bit at my temple where I seem to be doing a little bit of sagging. And then I will use my fingers, I guess, to lighten up those areas a little bit. Bring that extra down the sides of my nose. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. And then if we're going to continue with face, I'm going to use a little bit of highlighter. And I will use the Lorac Glow for Gold, which looks like that, and a little rose gold. Little light tap. Look along the top of my cheekbone. Not using a bunch. Tiny bit there. Then we may as well go to blush. No. That's funny. We're going to use some bronzer, and my favorite is the butter bronzer from Physicians Formula, the original, which smells so delicious. We're gonna bronze up my forehead to make it recede a little bit with the darker color. I'm not doing any contouring today. Then I will do a little bit along my cheekbones. Give me a second here while I get my hair out of my face. A little bit here, here, under here. whatever's left over along the jawline. And then I take a little bit extra to wrap it around a little bit behind my ears on my neck. And rub it off the extra. All right, so that's our bronzer. Next up, I'm going to do my brows, and that will be brief because, as you know, I've been using the Latisse, and I apply the excess left in the cap of my Latisse to my brows every night, and I do have some new growth from that. Watch one of those videos on my update with my Latisse growth or my warning of what to avoid before you start using Latisse so you can not make the same mistakes that I have made. I like to just make a line from the top of my arch and then that part of my arch. I hope you can see what I'm doing. The lighter color also I do right here, straight line across to kind of define the shape of the brow. Sometimes I use a little water or setting spray. Let's see here. There we go. And then I take the, that little makeup mirror went off. That's fine, I can see. Next up, we're going to do a little blush, which I brought with me. I am going to be using the Benefit Dandelion, which is a nice pink shade for the summer months here. And I will just put that on a little brush like this because I'm going to just go over that highlighter. It's very, very light color. I do it over the highlighter and on the apples of my cheek. And right across, left over right across the bridge of my nose, and a little bit just to tie it in with the rest of my face. That's just a little light dusting of blush. I'm actually going to use something a little bit more in a shade other than my natural blushing tone, and it is this Laura Geller Meet the Nudes Cream to Powder Trio. I know it says it's a cream, but I treat it like it's a powder. It looks like this. These are the colors that are in there. I guess I'm taking it on my brush that I was using for the bronzer, which is fine. I'm gonna go a little further back on my cheeks, above my cheekbones, towards the top of my cheekbones, covering up whatever was left of the highlighter, a little bit of that gold highlighter. And now I'm going to do some concealer under my eyes because that's what's staring at me. And what I like to use for that is this Liquid Camouflage by Catrice Cosmetics High Coverage Concealer. The color that I am using is called Honey, number 15. And I'm going to take a little bit of that and put it right here. And that will be enough to get rid of those dark circles. I have a little shadow that comes right on my face right there. So I bring it down there. That shadow is from something that sticks out a little further and would create a little shadow. So it's right here. This part obviously protrudes a little bit to create a shadow right under it. The Catrice covers that well enough. Everything feels and looks blended. So we move on. Going to finish my brows now by adding a little bit of the Gimme Brow by Benefit to give some color and direction. This is in the number 4. Just brush through the brows. Some that are a little bit longer need to be sent in the right direction here at the arch. That one doesn't have a long one. I like to brush them up, make them look a little bushier. I got them now, why not show them, right? Make them look like real hairs because they finally are. And then when that dries, I'm going to also use this Benefit product, which is the 24-hour brow setter right here. And I will use that in a moment. I just want to let those set a little bit. I think I will line my lips now with this MAC pencil in the color Cedar. I start at my Cupid's bow. Then I do this. I don't know why. And then we'll put on some lipstick. This is a Bobbi Brown lipstick, and it is in the color Warm Apricot. I applied it on the top, mash it with the bottom, and then now we just need to do my eyes. So Life's a Peach is a palette that I picked up at TJ Maxx. It looks like this. You can use any one that has some warm browns if you're trying to create a similar type look. I am putting on this color here, which is a very pale, neutral brown color. Doing it all over my lid and up into my crease. Little circular motions to blend it out, bring it back in, creating a corner that extends a little bit beyond without coming down, kind of goes towards my brow. Blend that a little upward. Go there. Also, I will apply that below my lower lash line since we already have my concealer on. Make sure I tap it off since I don't want fallout with my concealer being finished. That's that. Now let's move on to a little bit darker shade. I'm going to, instead of using a flat brush, use a pencil brush. That looks like that. And I'm going to take the darker brown in here, which is this shade right here, and give myself a little bit more of a crease by making a slight little line in that shadow, in that crease. Try to keep it even. You can see right where I'm going, right in there, and then I'm gonna come down from that outer corner towards my lashes. Perfect. And then I'm going to take a clean brush. This is a MAC 224, nice blending brush. And I'm going to window wiper my way into a blended eyeshadow. I'm holding it towards the end so I'm not pushing super hard, but I'm blending in the directions I want to blend. I think I should put a little bit of that color also along my bottom lashes. So I'm grabbing that and close to my lash line. 1 and 2. And then with the blending brush again, blend that towards the shadow on the upper lash line. And finally, I'm going to tightline my upper eyelid with a black Japanesque pencil. And that will be right up in here. And you can see that that already has thickened up the look of my lash line without even putting any mascara on yet. And then we'll take one step back now that my brows are in place, and we will use the brow setter and give those a swipe in the right direction, which would be upward and outward, and smooth out that top line a little bit right at the arch. Good to go. A little bit of lip gloss since we're here. Lorac in the color Unfazed. Ta-da. Mascara. Today I am using Maybelline Total Temptation. And I'm going to start at the base, work my way up to the tips. There's one. A little wiggle. Use the tip sometimes just to give things some direction. That is one coat. I'm gonna let that dry for just a second, set up a little bit, and then I will show you a little trick that I've been doing since I've got this length from the Latisse. If you're interested in the Latisse, look down in my description. I will give you a link to where I purchased it from for a discounted price. You can get some money off if you go down below and check that out. Through a company called Apostrophe, you can get the prescription because you can visit with a doctor through the site virtually, and that doctor, from submitting your photos of your eyelashes, will then prescribe the Latisse for you and get it shipped right to your house. So you don't even have to leave the house to get a prescription these days. I'm so happy I found them. Okay, so what I'm going to show you here is that I'm very, very careful. I want to get the back side of the outer edge of those lashes and then go over them that way with some direction. So there, and then back to the front side to direct them. You see that? And then I use a different mascara on my bottom lashes. I prefer the very small and curved brush of the Maybelline Lash Sensational. I could do it in brown, but I'm doing it in black today. You can see that the brush is curved and small. So I'm going to, I like the way it hugs the lash line down here. Better. And finally, I'm going to take a little bit of this Milani Prep Set and Glow, which is a finishing powder, on a fluffy brush, and I like to do that so that we end up with some makeup on our face in order to do the next video I'd like to prepare for you. So that's it. That's about 5 minutes for me just quickly to get out the door after showering. Any of these products, I guess I can list them down below in case there's anything here that you haven't tried. I really, really love this, the Liquid Camouflage by Catrice. Oh, one more thing. For this time of year, I love this. And I know if you don't like aromas in your moisturizer, they do have an unscented. However, the smell of this is heavenly, fresh, clean, just an amazing smell. Any questions or comments, please leave those down below. I thank you for stopping by. This was an out of the ordinary video for me. I haven't showed any makeup or beauty tutorials other than the Latisse up to this point, but get my feet wet and see what it's like to actually put makeup on in front of a camera. That was basically the purpose. So let me know what you thought. How did I do for the first time? Please subscribe to my channel so that you can see me improve at this at this type of a video, a tutorial. And I will see you next time you stop by. Ring that little button so you're notified. Have a good one.